Hey tasters! I promised you my Zivania Bloody Mary recipe, and here it is. As I briefly mentioned in my previous video on the chemistry of hangovers, white spirit-based cocktails such as the Bloody Mary are a popular boozy brunch drink because they help chase away the headache that so often accompanies the morning after the night before. These alcoholic drinks that are enjoyed with the express purpose of chasing away a hangover headache are sometimes called hair of the dog, which is short for a hair of the dog that bit you. It comes from an old belief that someone bitten by a rabid dog could be cured of rabies by drinking a potion containing some of the dog's hair. Needless to point out, this does not work with rabies. Really, please don't drink a beverage infused with dog hair. But the expression hair of the dog survived because, by analogy, a small alcoholic drink can indeed help moderate a headache caused by too much alcohol. If you want to understand the chemistry of this better, check out my video on this topic next. There is a lot of conflict and controversy surrounding the origins of the Bloody Mary cocktail. Most people assumed it was named after Queen Mary I of England, who was nicknamed Bloody Mary for her violent attempt to re-establish the Catholic Church. How? By burning at the stake everyone who was not a Catholic. Somehow I am struggling to associate her with a brunch party cocktail. Why have a religious argument when you can have a drink? There are many other Marys, famous and not so famous, who have been credited as the inspiration for the Bloody Mary cocktail. For example, some cocktail fans believed it was created in honor of the once legendary Hollywood star Mary Pickford. Some stories link the cocktail with a bar called Bucket of Blood in Chicago, where there was either a waitress called Mary who served cocktails there, or a woman called Mary who got drunk there every night waiting for a boyfriend who never showed up. There's even a story that claims the cocktail was named after Ernest Hemingway's wife Mary. Now, it is a fact that Hemingway was a big fan of the Bloody Mary cocktail. He even shares in a letter to a friend a recipe of this very cocktail. Take a good-sized pitcher and put in it as big a lump of ice as it will hold. Mix a pint of good Russian vodka. Excuse me, Mr. Hemingway, did you just say a pint of vodka? Sorry, please, do go on. Mix a pint of good Russian vodka and an equal amount of chilled tomato juice. Add a tablespoon full of Worcester sauce, stir, then add a jigger of fresh squeezed lime juice, stir, then add small amounts of celery salt, cayenne pepper, black pepper. It sounds pretty straightforward, doesn't it? It should be simple. Partygoers with massive hangover headaches are supposed to be able to handle this. What's great is that Ernest Hemingway expressly allows for tweaking this cocktail to taste. He says, if you get it too powerful, weaken it with tomato juice. If it lacks authority, add more vodka. Oh wow, for those times when a pint of vodka doesn't quite deliver a full whack of authority. As romantic as it is to think of the Bloody Mary cocktail as Hemingway's homage to his wife, the dates don't add up, as this cocktail was definitely first created in the 20s, not the 50s. In my opinion, the most likely inspiration for the cocktail was a young émigré who found himself in Paris having lost everything during the Russian Revolution. His name was Vladimir Smirnov. He went on to become the creator of Smirnoff vodka. So, sure, this is a vodka-based cocktail, but how did young Smirnoff inspire the name Bloody Mary? Well, to his Parisian friends at the time, his Russian accent would have made his name sound more like, and please do forgive me for this if you speak a Slavic language, to them his name sounded something like Vladimir. Bloody Mary. As I've already told you, I don't use vodka for my Bloody Mary. I prefer to use Cyprus Zivania. Both are distillates. Vodka is made with grain or potato, but Zivania is made with grape pomace, much like Italian grappa. An important difference is also that vodka is distilled at a higher temperature, which results in a very pure, neutral spirit. In contrast, Zivania retains many of the aromatics from the grape pomace, so there is more individual character to every bottle. And I particularly love this Zivania. This is made by KEO and it's unusual because instead of using the pomace of Mavro and Xinisteri, which is the classic grape pomace used for Zivania, this uses Sultanina. So it's a much softer, gentle kind of Zivania. And if you've woken up feeling slightly sensitive, then I think this is a kinder, more loving, more tender Zivania to put in your cocktail. Before I go on, a disclaimer, I am not a mixologist and I have never worked in a bar. My sole experience in making this cocktail comes from my, shall we call it, hands-on experience. This is how I make my Cyprus version of Bloody Mary. Start with some ice cubes in a tall glass. 2 parts of Zivania, 4 parts tomato juice, you need a good squeeze of lemon to taste. I like it savory. And also 4 dashes of Worcester sauce, and at least 4 dashes of Tabasco. And I like it very hot. In fact, I will go ahead and add a little bit of cayenne as well. If it's going to wake you up, it should wake you up. Black pepper. And a pinch of celery salts, which is really coriander seeds ground together with sea salt. Yum. Now all you have to do is stir like crazy and add some fresh herbs like parsley, coriander, and of course the classic celery. Put it all in. An alcoholic drink with foliage. It has to be good for you. You've got to have your greens. Cheers. Enjoy the cocktail, tasters. May it bring you the authority you seek, and I will see you soon.